you go north in the meatpacking district, you've got the street grid up there. Came around 1811 or so when they put a grid on Manhattan. But over here, the streets of the West Village and meatpacking are all over the place. So what's happening? If you go back, this originally was a Native American trading station for the Lenape Indians. And then it became Fort Gainesfort as it was settled by Europeans. And then like a vacation spot for folks, the West Village is down there. People in Lower Manhattan by Wall Street would come up here for vacation. We did not have helicopters or at the time. Over time, those vacation homes became row homes for folks, but then it became more of a industrial area after the Civil War. And you started to have some manufacturing in the area. Then it became a meatpacking area where you had slaughterhouses right here. We didn't have refrigeration right after the Civil War or 100 years ago. So they installed a rail line all the way down the street right over there. Rail cars would bring up pigs and cows. And these were all just slaughterhouses, cutting the meat up and then taking it to market. Gross. And that's where you got the name meatpacking. But by the 1940s, the 1950s, America had air conditioning. So you didn't have to really slaughter the food right where you were going to eat. A lot of the slaughterhouses went out of business. Nobody wanted to live here. Property values were really low. The mafia moved in. Nightclubs moved in. You had a nice restaurant over here. By the 1980s, you started to see a little bit of a revitalization, but it was still grungy, dirty, lots of crime, lots of problems. By the 1990s, you had higher end retail moving in. You still had some bars. Late 1900s, meatpacking was kind of coming back. But then by 2000, things started to the High Line started to become a little bit of a park. More and more hotels would open up. The Gainsborough hotels opened up. And then all of that created a huge resurgence of high-end fashion clothing and restaurants and all sorts. You've got parks and you're turning the street into a park with plazas. There's tourists and people all over the place. It's an incredibly wonderful place. This started out as like an Indian trading station. Then it was a vacation home for folks living in Wall Street. Then it became like an industrial manufacturing sector right after the Civil War. Then it became like a meatpacking area. A slaughterhouse fell apart and started to revitalize in the late 1980s, 1990s, and here we are today.